I'm sure I look real crazy, but it's come to be that time where I need to do my roots, so I just figured I'd share my tips with how to touch up roots at home, and also how to keep and maintain blonde, platinum, white, silver, gray, lavender hair. And I just wanted to take you guys through a couple of like really key important things as quickly as possible, and then I'll show you how I touch up my roots. First off is a really nice brush that's not gonna damage your hair when you're brushing it out after you've washed it in between bleaches, and even for everyday use. A lot of people have talked about the wet brush. It's amazing. Brush my hair out with the wet brush. So there's no tangles, everything's great. I washed and conditioned my hair over 24 hours ago, so I've got some natural grease going on that's going to help to sort of keep things moisturized. It's not awful to wash or to bleach or dye hair on freshly washed hair, but it's nicer if it's got a little of those natural oils. For dyed hair, it helps the dye soak up better. And yeah, but for the products that I personally use on my hair to bleach it to this shade, I have just recently started using the Well Lightener, and I've decided that this is probably my Holy Grail lightener. It lightens up to 7 levels. It's dust free. I used to use the stuff that kind of has like an apple scent, and I really do love that. And it's weird, I kind of miss that about this lightener, but for me this does work even better than that. And all the links to these products, all the products will talk about in this video, will be linked down below. For cream developer, I use the L'Oreal Preference Mega Blondes. Personally, it's, you know, another lightener that I really like. It's great not to go for a 40 or 50 volume lightener, because you can lighten slowly without as much damage as like a 40 will give you, or a 50 is like, people, I don't even know why they make 50 volume lightener. It shouldn't even be in Sally's for people to buy, because that's just an accident waiting to happen. So just stick with 30, and it's just not as damaging. It's really great. And of course the Sally brand is great, but again, for this lightener and then this developer together, I think makes an awesome mix. And I'll tell you a trick about that when I'm mixing this together. Now that lightener lightens up to 7 levels. And what I was having happen a few months ago is I'd bleach it one time and it was fine, but it was still a pale yellow. It had bleached to that 7th level. I needed to go beyond that. I found an amazing product called 7th Stage. This lightens 8 to 10 levels. So you add this into your bleach mixture along with, this is like the developer. It's a really dark purple color. And of course I'll show it to you guys when I'm mixing things. But you also add some of the powder 7th Stage. It's lightening. Yeah, it's just like the lightening activator. But basically you put all 4 products in the same bowl and mix it up. And there again, we've come to our next thing. You're going to need a color brush, a thing to mix your bleach in, and not a professional cosmetologist. I took cosmetology in high school, and I've been really interested in learning about hair, but technically I'm not a professional. This is where this next sort of step comes in. I've been told that it does not do anything to the bleach, and that it does help your hair if you add in an oil to the bleach. Not a lot, just a few drops. So that's where this comes in, and I really do see a difference when I do this. And like I said, it doesn't affect the formula. I use the All Soft Argan 6 Multi-Care Oil for dry and brittle hair. It's from Redken. It's not that expensive as compared to some of the other hair oils, like other argan or etc. You know, there's a million different oils now, but I love putting just like a pump or two of that in my bleach. After you bleach your hair, you're gonna need a toner. There's a couple that I've used before that I do like, but I wanted to try something new and I was on my Wella kick. So I've picked up the T18 and the T14. One of these is like White Lady or whatever. You've heard about these, I'm sure. The T18 personally didn't work for me. I don't know why, but it felt like it took some of my hair gray and just didn't do anything to some of it. But, and it didn't feel like it lasted very long. That was my second bottle and I just had to do something different. So I picked up the T14 and it is the Pale Ash Blonde. And I'm in love with it. It's definitely lasted a long time in my hair. It made everything one solid color and took better, and of course lasted longer. So they're fairly cheap. You do mix them with developer, but I really feel like they last and work. For whatever reason, I guess the T18 just didn't work for my hair. And then of course, to keep my hair looking blonde between bleaches, I use a purple shampoo. This is the Lee Stafford Bleach Blondes. I do like this, but I like the Paul Mitchell Platinum Blonde purple shampoo way better. Get that. That stuff is amazing. I'm almost out of this stuff. This has lasted me over a year and a half, and it's good. The only thing I don't like about it is a lot of purple shampoos are blue toned, or they give a gray or a, you know, that ash tone. This, if I leave it on too long or use it too many times in 1 week, it turns my hair pink. It's a very red-based purple, which is not generally something platinum blonde people go for. So it's kind of weird. It works better if you mix it in your palm with shampoo and then apply it to your hair. Using it straight, I've noticed, really gets that pink color. So it is good, but the Paul Mitchell Platinum Blonde is so much better and doesn't have to be mixed with shampoo. I've noticed that I can even use it solidly for a week and I still like the color of my hair. And then of course, once I've bleached, toned my hair, everything is looking great. I want to go back and really deep condition it. I usually use the Ion Repair Solutions strengthening or Ion Repair Solutions effective care treatment. These are like 89 or 99 cents when you check out it at Sally's. This is my favorite deep conditioner. Coconut oil is a lot of people's favorite deep conditioner or hair oil treatment. Personally, it does not work for my hair. It's definitely another great product to use as a dietary need or skin moisturizer for me, but it doesn't change the feeling of my hair or moisturize it any more than anything else, and generally it just makes it look really greasy. So for people who can't use coconut oil, this is a really great kind of alternative. It strengthens and moisturizes weak damaged hair. It's 100% vegan, so that is really perfect. You leave it on 3 to 5 minutes. It makes my hair extremely soft. I love this. Something I am trying out is I went to Walgreens and picked up this Total Repair Extreme Emergency Recovery Mask from L'Oreal. I really like L'Oreal products as far as drugstore brands. They're definitely my favorite brand for hair care, makeup, etc., etc. And then again, I use the L'Oreal preference. I really do like L'Oreal products, so I've never tried this, but I will let you guys know how I like it. Okay, let's get started. I don't necessarily know how to do this exactly, but I put in probably about 2 tablespoons of bleach, powder, or the powder, like powder lightener, whatever, and now I'm just going to put about twice. It's a 1-to-1 formula, so I'm going to do that, but I'm actually going to put a little more developer, just a little bit more, not necessarily a 2-to-1 and not, more like a 1.5-to-1 kind of formula, I guess. And then going to stir it up so everything's combined and there are no lumps of powder. I don't know if you can see it, but there's still sort of some lumps. You really just want to make sure you mix everything super well. That's going to help keep the lightning even and not have, you know, places that are lighter than others. Now I'm going to do about 2 pumps of this. 1, 2. I might have been like 2.5, but whatever. And I'm just going to mix that in. They say to do this as like the whole thing together, but I don't necessarily do that. I just pour some of this in, almost like enough to cover as much bleach as I have in there. Oh yeah, try not to breathe this stuff in, you guys. I do like trying to get the powder-free formulas. And then you want to mix that up really well. So everything is mixed up super nicely. And then I'm just going to pour some of this in there. Really about, well, probably about a teaspoon, I guess. Maybe a little bit more. And it's gonna turn it like a blue color. You guys, hey, I do not know why it's looking purple on camera, but generally it's going to be about this shade of blue. This is so crazy, it looks purple. Let me just look. Yeah. I don't know. It's like a gray blue. Totally take a picture of it and put it on Instagram. That's kind of just the color you're looking for. So it was basically 1.5 parts cream developer to 1 part bleach powder, and then equal parts of about 1 teaspoon of the 7th stage cream hair lightener and the powder that it comes with, and then 2 pumps of the Rudkin All Soft. And now I'm just going to show you how I put that. So everything is good right now. I have my gloves on, my bleach is all mixed up, my hair is combed and free of tangles. Oops. I'm just going to take some bleach on my brush now. That's too much. And I'm going to go all the way down the middle and sort of be a little bit careful to get it on the rest of your hair, because you don't want to double process the rest of it, because it is already been processed and put through all of this once. So I basically do the whole perimeter of my head. And look fabulous. And then I do down my part, because those are the things, that people really see. If I put my hair up, I want to not have like orange roots in the back. So basically, I just make sure I really get this part down first. And then I'll show you guys what I do.
This way, in case the very back of my hair doesn't get lightened up quite as much as the front, because obviously you'll have different processing times all over your hair. You want to get this done as fast as possible, but again, if you're new to this or whatever, you may have some different processing times all over your head. So instead of picking one side or, you know, the 4 kind of quadrants of the head, I just, like I said, do the perimeter, do the split of where I usually normally part my hair. Ugh. And then I sort of take everything and brush it back, so now I look really crazy. And I take my finger, or I'll take the end of my brush, just depends on what's easier for you, and I take 1/2 inch to 1/4 inch sections, mainly just 1/2 inches, depends on where you really need to definitely get your bleach. And I just go backwards, like this. Make sure you have the front. Then you're going to take another section. And I really do try and take as cleanly marked off sections as I can. This way, if there's like a weird part of my hair that didn't get necessarily as light, which I usually tend to not have happen the way I do my stuff, but hypothetically if it did, it would be harder to tell and less noticeable, etc. So I'm gonna go finish this up and I'll see you guys in a minute.
I'm looking super, super beautiful and have finished everything and have this fabulous top knot. I just wanted to show you guys that I'm done. The process took me from the first time I touched my brush to my head to probably the last little bit I did. Probably took me 25 minutes. I'm just about ready to, I probably have about 20 more minutes maybe. You can see my front is definitely getting really light. It is not exactly true to camera as what it looks like. They're a little bit more of a paler yellow, and you can tell obviously in real life, IRL, than what it looks like on camera. But I just wanted to tell you guys that bleach works more efficiently when it stays wet. The way I've got it right now, what's drying, or was drying because it's hitting air, is like the perimeter of my head. And if I kept it underneath a shower cap or a plastic bag, you don't have to be super fancy. It's going to keep everything moist and make sure everything's working as efficiently as it can in the time frame that you have, which is that short 30 to 45 minute, maybe an hour on some people. You can definitely, it's easier to get away with an hour, more easier to get away with an hour if you're using 30 volume bleach or developer. And so yeah, and of course, since I ended it right here, and I definitely want that to process in time with everything else, you could use a hair dryer on low and just every 15 minutes sort of give that, you know, a little leaven for a minute, maybe, or 2, I guess, or just sort of do all over. But yeah, that's just some tips. I just got out of washing my hair and conditioning it. I rinsed thoroughly. I shampooed it just to make sure I got all the bleach, and then I conditioned it with that hair repair mask. I'm gonna let it air dry a little bit, not completely dry. And then I'm going to tone it and condition it again. And then I will show you guys what it looks like when it is fully, or when it's wet after being toned, and then when it's fully dry. I just recorded all of that and it wasn't recording. So basically I'm mixing up the well stuff, and it's just another 1-to-1 ratio. It starts out like a yellow color and then goes to blue. The first time I mixed this stuff up, I was like, oh my god, this is crazy, because I just figured it would be like a purple or blue liquid. But it just turns out that way, which is, you know, just want to let you guys know, don't freak out. But I'm going to put this on towel dried hair. So my hair looks like wet. I just put on the toner as fast as I possibly could on my roots and then pulled it through the length. Left it on for really about 10 minutes, and yeah, so this is it. Sorry, I sort of forgot to come back. Here is the finished product. You can see it is all pretty much one color. I'll definitely post a picture because it's kind of dark now and I'm sure it's a little bit hard to see, but it's all one color. It's all a really nice platinum. So yeah. Bye.